Hi everybody, and welcome to the Open eCrime midweek market commentary for the 9th of October. My name's Simon Clark from Trade with Precision, and I'll be discussing the markets that are of key interest right now. Now, the first market I'm going to talk about today here is the Australian dollar against the US dollar. Now, I've talked through the analysis. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Here on these lower time frames, we've got some very nice strong trends to the upside, and we can take a look at these higher time frames and start to see the structure in price and where price may well be moving towards. So if we take a look at the monthly chart first of all, we can see on the monthly chart, price for some time has been, pretty much range bound. It's been sort of sideways price action. Past few months, price has now sort of broken out, moved to the downside. We've come down and tested this 9,000 level, which we can see has been quite strong price support and resistance on these higher time frames. It's bounced off this 9,000 level and then rejected and started to push back up to the high side. Now at this moment in time, we can't really gain an awful lot more information here on the monthly chart. We've got a pullback on the monthly, but we need to see where this potentially might go. So if we come down to the weekly chart here, and if I just zoom this up, we can start to see this bit of structure in price a bit more detail. So we've got the 9,000 level in here. We've got another level in here which is sort of 9,300. In actual fact, we could make that a little bit more precise and make that about 9,400 just up here. It actually is the most local area. So we've got about 9,400 up here, which has been tested numerous times in the past, and it's also been tested here again, and also we've just broken through this level here. So this is what's interesting to me on this market. So price has come down here on the weekly. We've had a higher low here and now a higher high. We pulled straight back into this 94,000 level, which was very strong, and we rejected off that. So if we were going to come down and retest these old lows, I was expecting it to come here because now all the lower time frames from the weekly are all now in confirmed bullish uptrends. We haven't. We've pulled back down and then pushed back up and broken above this level again. We're now looking like we're heading up towards making new highs. We've got lovely strong convergence here on the indicators. So what I look for here is to see where the next potential move might be in price. So if it's going to break above this and continue higher, well, the next sort of level that we can see on these higher time frames is probably up here. It's probably about the sort of 1.0200-ish area where we can see prior support and resistance through here. So this is a very big move on this market. So if we come down to the lower time frames, we can see here on the daily chart we've got all of our moving averages now in the right order. We've got a confirmed uptrend here. We've got some nice convergence here on the indicators too, and price is sort of it's pulled back into the buy zone here, and we're not very extended from the buy zone at all, not extended at all. And in fact that comes right across most of these mid time frames as well. And I've come down to the 240 chart here. The 240 chart, you can see we've got a nice clear trend here, nice higher highs, higher lows. Price comes back into the buy zone, finds momentum and pushes to the high side, and we've got some nice convergence on the indicators too. So what I look for on this market is I look for trend flow trading opportunities. We had one here, as you can see. Now this one was a particularly nice one because it clustered with the 94,000 level, but there are going to be others as well, and you can see as prices comes back into the buy zone, we get small bullish candles that we've just had like this morning, bullish candles in the buy zone and price breaking up to the high side. So this is what I'm looking for on this market, is these lower time frame trades to trade in the direction of this higher time frame potential move. Now the next market I'm going to take a look at here is the Australian dollar against the Canadian dollar. Again, we've got some beautiful, nice, smooth flowing trends on these markets, and these are the markets that I'm looking to trade at the moment. So let me just take a look at these higher time frames and show you what I'm looking at. So very similar to the the previous market that we looked at. Here on the monthly chart, price has been in a sideways consolidation. We've broken down and now we've had a pullback. If we take a look at the weekly chart, we can start to see a bit more detail here on the weekly. Price came down, tested 9,200. This had been a very strong level on this market, as again you can see starting back through history here. This was a strong support and resistance level. And price again now has started to lead up here to the high side. We can see that this is a little bit more advanced than the Australian dollar against the US dollar, so it just leads me to believe that this one or the previous one will follow suit, and we're looking like prices moving up towards the next level that we have here, which is just around these sort of previous lows, and you can see we've got a very precise level there just underneath the parity level that's been tested numerous times. Certainly looks like there's nothing in the way for price to get up to that level, and we've got very bullish price action on this at the moment. So lovely, nice strong momentum here on the indicators too. If we come down to the lower time frames, taking a look here at the daily chart, the daily had a number of support and resistance levels through here, and we've now broken through these. So this was the last one just around here, which was prior support and resistance in the past. Prior support, prior resistance here, price broke through it, came back into it, became resistance, and then price moved up again. This clustered was a nice trading opportunity where price clustered with the buy zone. Now we've got just free market, free moves to the high side here, so price is moving very fluidly. We've got lovely convergence here on the indicators, and what I look for on these sorts of markets where I've got a clear sort of indication of where I've got an expectation of where markets are going to move to, or potentially could move to here on the weekly. I come down to these lower time frames and look for trading opportunities. So come down to the 240, we can see that we've had some trend flow trading opportunities in the past as this market's pulled back into the buy zone. Again, just looking for exactly the same sort of pattern to reoccur here on the 240 charts and lower. And again, just looking to trade in the direction of this major support and resistance level up here on the weekly chart. Now the last market I'm going to take a look at today here is silver. Now silver has been very interesting. Had some lovely trading opportunities around these levels that we can see here on these lower time frames, but at the moment I think it's in a sort of decision time really as to whether this market is going to break to the high side or break for another test of the lows. So let's just take a look at the time frames and take a look at what we've got here. So if we take a look at the monthly chart first of all, we can see we got this strong level 26.75 that's been tested a number of times. Market's broken underneath that, come back up, and at this moment in time we've got a small bearish candle almost in the sell zone. Not a perfect trend flow setup, but we've got that type of candle here on the monthly. At this moment in time, it's sort of decision time as to whether we're going to continue higher, maybe come up and retest 26.75, or come down and retest the lows. Then we come down to the weekly, we can start to see a bit more detail here. So the weekly chart, you can see price has come down, it's tested these lows. We've got $20 here and $18, which is the level underneath. Price has tested those, bounced back off, and then we started to make a retrace to look like potentially getting back down to 20 and then maybe back down for a retest of 18. But we're starting to get a bit of buying momentum here in the market. We've certainly got some bullish momentum here on the indicators at this moment in time. So what I'm looking for really is to see if we can test and break 20. If we can do that, then I think the next level is going to be 18. If we can't, if we get a break above this consolidation on the lower time frames of where we are, then I think potentially we could be looking for a move back up towards 26.75, which is the next higher support and resistance level in price. So coming down to the daily chart, we can see this bit of price action in a bit more detail. So we can see the start of the move down. We've now had a rejection off 21 here and now started to move back up to the high side. And where it starts to get a bit interesting is when we come down to the 240 chart. So I've got the 240 chart here, and you can, if I zoom that up, you can just see the current sort of price action as to how price has been pretty much range bound within a fairly tight range here between sort of 22.13, 21.38 as I've got it marked there. But they're sort of approximate levels, but you can certainly see the structure of this sideways consolidation. Tried to make a break for the downside, that failed, and now we've broken above the high side of this consolidation. What interestingly has happened is we know that these levels of potential resistance, when they're broken and retested, they can become potential support. We're right there at the moment on the level, and this is a small we've got a small candle that we've just broken below, and we're right there at that moment in time. So we're right in the buy zone, right at this key level. We've got bullish momentum in the markets here, confirmed by the MACD and the RSI. So again, I'm just waiting to see, are we going to get a break to the high side, or are we going to get a break to the low side? If we do, then as I say, I think 20 and then 18 is the sort of targets on the market. Break to the high side, then initially we've got up here probably to sort of 2340 area, 2350 area, and then maybe those higher time frame price levels on the weekly chart. Okay, so that concludes the midweek market outlook and potential trading opportunities to look out for. I'd like to thank you for watching the Open Equine midweek market commentary and look forward to speaking to you next week. Bye for now.